At this point, I'm not convinced that Drake is capable of growing in a positive direction creatively. But here's the post from Rory and Mal. After ICEMAN drops, it will be crystal clear who the top dog is. So Mal coming in with the horrible take, which is unsurprising. We got MAGA Mal with the bad take. I'd love to hear his take on Trump these days. It's probably horrid, but you know, stalwart Drake supporter. Okay. He's saying, y'all don't even realize, just wait till ICEMAN drops, it'll all be clear, type of shit from Mal. He also said, this is some of the best rapping I've ever heard from Drake. Now, everything I've heard from Drake post 2024, he's trying to cringe max. Drake's media strategy is just to cringe max.
Walk on Delilah, no, I'm late cause there's bad traffic. I just showed my dog your Grammy, said he knows a man that slapped it, I'm so cheese.
Maybe it's working for him, I guess it is somehow, I don't know why. I guess it's like a Canadian thing, but it doesn't work for me. Oh, I even commented this. At this point, I'm not convinced Drake is capable of growing in a positive direction creatively.
Okay. Is this closer to the album that all us hip hop nerds always wanted? Like, yo, can you just give us the 12-track, 40 produced rap Drake album?
He's rapping.
That would be cool.
Closest.
He's rapping.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if there was a tight 12-track, 40 produced Drake project, that would be fucking sick. But of course we're not gonna get that from Drake. If we do, I'll eat my words, but Drake isn't capable of making intelligent artistic decisions. And that's my point. That's why I wrote that shit down, because he's not capable of growing in a positive direction creatively.
This is some of the best raps I've ever heard from Drake.
Okay.
Just rapping. This is some of the best bars, best rapping that I've heard from him. It's crystal clear who the top dog is after this.
You didn't have to add that last part, you know, like Mal could be accurate that ICEMAN is Drake's most solid rapping. I'm not even trying to deny that or say that that couldn't be true necessarily. But why you gotta throw in that he's the top dog? Like, why does Drake have to be the best rapper? Like, why is Drake sending his fucking minions out to continue to prove that he's the best rapper? And Drake, you're a good pop artist, dude. Just be comfortable with that. Be happy with that. But that's the thing. And this is why Drake is so fucking annoying. He can't just be comfortable with being the pop artist, bro. He's gotta take over hip hop, which granted, Drake is hip hop. I mean, I'd be a fool to deny Drake being a part of hip hop. That is the debate though, right? But I don't think anybody genuinely believes that Drake isn't some type of rap artist or hip hop artist rather.
Okay. Y'all don't even know what's about to happen with this album. Let me just say that. Y'all don't even know what Drake is preparing to do. Like the things I
think he's preparing to drop an album. Why is he gotta oversell it so bad? Like, bro, he's gonna drop the album. He's gonna do a tour. He did an ice sculpture. I mean, what's he gonna do?
Preparing to do, and the music he's created, the way he's getting ready to entertain the culture, it's on a whole different level. I think
he's getting ready to entertain the culture on a whole different level. Dude, the only way you can actually do that is if the music is incredible.
This is a different attention to detail. I think no stone goes unturned. I think that he's tapped into another level of creativity.
He's overselling it so bad, dude. Even if all of this is true, to set it up like this is gonna set up a situation in which people are disappointed. People's expectations are higher than they should be.
It's on a whole different level. I think this is a different attention to detail. I think no stone goes unturned.
I mean, shit. I hope that's the case, Mal. But I'll remember this, and when ICEMAN comes, and when it's all said and over, we will revisit this, and we will assess how impactful was it. Was Mal being accurate, or was Mal just being a hype man? I'm very curious. We will revisit this. I'm pretty sure Drake announced the release date, but we will get to that in a moment.
Everything happens for a reason, and I think that everything that Drake went through in the last 2.5 years, I think it was an evil necessary.
How about a necessary evil?
The way it happened was kind of crazy and nasty, but I think that, you know, the artist that he is, I think he found a way.
Why does Mal have such bad takes? E. Foley is just like a Kendrick hater. Is that part of this? I don't know if Mal is a Kendrick hater per se, but he's giving off like mad Drake dick-sucking energy.
Way to find, you know, what all of that meant and found a way to create through that. And I think that he tapped into another level of artistry and, you know, just his creative circle, you know, the things that they've been able to put together with this. You know, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited to watch people react to it.
Wait, so he hasn't even heard it? He said, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to hear it. I thought he's already heard it. He literally said it's some of the best rapping he's ever heard.
I think it couldn't have come at a better time. Everybody's complaining about music not being exciting right now, not being dead. So they all want Drake to save the summer. Give us the music, give us the sound.
Not a single person went to Drake and said, Drake, please, we need you. We need you to save the summer.
Everything happens for a reason. And I think that everything that Drake went through.
God, the cope is unreal.
In the last two.
Iceman coming soon. Right? Okay, so that's Mal. I am not convinced that Drake is able to make intelligent enough creative decisions to give us that album that Rory was asking for. How about that for rhythm? Staying on this topic here, Anthony Fantano dropped a pretty odd video a couple weeks ago, out of the blue, announcing the Drake album release date. This is prior to Drake announcing his own release date, right? Earlier this week, Anthony Fantano posted a TikTok claiming that Drake's long-awaited album would drop in the next 36 hours. On Wednesday night, April 15th, Fantano took to social media to make a major announcement about Drake's long-awaited 9th studio album. In a TikTok, he claimed that an inside source told him the project will be dropping sometime in the next 36 hours. The video earned mixed reactions from viewers. While some thought he could be onto something, others weren't buying it. Many even theorized that he was just trolling and that his post was a nod to DJ Akademiks, who frequently claims to have exclusive info on everything Drake. During a recent episode of their podcast, Rory and Mal shared their take on Fantano's announcement, making it clear that they're not at all convinced. I don't know why he said that, Mal explained, as heard in a clip shared by Caleb from X. I don't know who his sources are, but his sources are wrong. For now, it remains a mystery exactly when fans will get to hear Iceman, blah, 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 right? So the thing is, Fantano said that, and then blogs took that and ran with it without fact checking it. And then Fantano made it like a thing about how news publications don't fact check shit. So here it is. The Drake Iceman situation. We can just let Fantano explain it himself. Take it away after this ad.
Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time to get icy. With, of course, Iceman, Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham, Toronto rapper, music legend. He is about to drop a brand new record on us, which is sure to be one of the most talked about projects of 2026. It is a long-awaited album and seen by many to be kind of a make or break moment for him, because
I'm predicting now it's gonna be filled with cheap, corny moments all across Iceman. I'm just so prepared for that. This is further honing in on my original point that Drake can't grow creatively. Like, I'm just so unconvinced that this is some epic come to form moment for Drake. I mean, this is an album that he started creating in the lowest moment of his career, which, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a recipe for bad music or anything, but I don't know. I'm having a really hard time being convinced that Drake is gonna sound like what we want Drake to sound like, or even like come through with revolutionary, game-changing sound that's gonna make everything crystal clear. Like what Mal said, it's such bullshit cope.
this will be his first solo release since his beef with Kendrick Lamar, which, you know, some might argue had maybe a smidge of an impact on his career and public image. The debate around that fact is a little more ridiculous and contentious than I think it should be, while some of his most hardcore fans will tell you straight to your face, like, yeah, the GOAT is still unshaken and he is still the #1 rapper. He is unstoppable.
Everything's gonna become crystal clear.
He is the best. He is the greatest. Kendrick has not changed that in any way, shape, or form. But simultaneously, if Drake didn't feel like his public image was impacted negatively in any way, why was he suing UMG? Clearly, the man came away.
I don't think Drake has ever necessarily denied that his image took a hit. Now, he would say that it took a hit based on false pretenses and unfair, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I do think Drake and his camp is aware that people are clowning on him. And that's why they're so defensive.
From the battle feeling some type of way. But listen, it's 2026. I'm not going to come on here and waste another minute or 5 minutes talking to you about this goddamn battle that is over and done with at this point, that some people still want to convince themselves needs litigation. But Drake is really trying to have a comeback moment here. He needs this new record to not just do well for him, but keep him in that #1 spot, or else it will seem like he has fallen from grace and he's not.
I think it would take an exceptionally bad Drake album, which he's already gone very, very low to the ground on his albums, and still he's #1. So I don't really see a world in which his popularity is shaken based on the quality of this album, because he's proven time and time again that he can drop bad albums and his popularity is not shaken. He can go through this detrimental beef, and yes, the beef did shake his popularity a bit, but still he's hitting like #1 most streamed all time, #1 Spotify, you know, hitting all these #1s. Like, he's still that pop force. That name recognition is still very, very popular all around the globe. And that's the thing, like, I'm sure people in India, maybe, I'm just guessing, don't necessarily care about the beef aspect. You know, Drake is still pop star Drake to people across the world, is my point.
As successful as he used to be, and his reign over hip-hop and the music industry is pretty much over. And with the way the music industry currently works, that means not only does the music need to be good and widely appealing, but the rollout needs to be good too. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for the most part, the ICEMAN rollout so far has not been good. Has not been good at all.
I will say the ice sculpture stunt, I don't know if this video was filmed before or after the ice sculpture stunt, but that stunt seemed to catch attention in a positive way. I mean, it was all over the news. Now, obviously, people are going to clown on the fact that, like, the police shut it down or whatever, but I don't know, it was at least thinking outside the box a little bit. I'm not too mad at the ice sculpture section of the rollout.
There's certain announcements around the title or release or content of this album are falling flat, being met with a lack of interest, not to mention getting overshadowed by headlines of the various lawsuits and legal battles that Drake is currently embroiled in, whether it has to do, again, with this UMG defamation thing or the various gambling to-dos Drake is tied up in. As an aside here, it's kind of a sign that Champagne Papi is spreading himself a little bit too thin, that he has all of these orbiting problems and issues that are distracting from what people should be focusing on instead, and that's just simply the music. So you've got that, and also these different episodic visual short film pieces interspersed with bits of new music that...
Yeah, the ICEMAN live streams, very, very, very dull, boring, pointless. I mean, pretty much on the same level as like the Frank Ocean Building a Staircase, but at least the Frank Ocean Building a Staircase was seemingly more thoughtful, and it was like a one and done kind of art statement piece. But these fucking Drake live streams that are like, I think they're hours long, and they're meant to promote ICEMAN or announce ICEMAN and all this, and there's no plan going into it. Just go watch them. It's just like sitting in silent rooms for hours type shit. It doesn't have the same quality type of feel as the Frank Ocean Staircase thing, even though it's in the same vein.
Drake has been dropping that haven't really been getting rave reactions outside of his core fan base. Even guys like Kai Cenat, a dude who is absolutely incentivized as one of the most popular streamers out there with connections to big entertainment industry figures, even he would be incentivized to like come on stream and pretend that all the ICEMAN episodes and visuals are good.
Well, Drake's streaming career, that's just out. Like, that's gone. I feel like Drake doing a streaming collab with anybody is kind of out of the picture at this point.
But even he can't muster up a positive reaction to how boring and uninteresting they are.
They're spamming hidden messages that's dragged out to make it look artistic. The biggest waste of my god! I can't fake it. I can't fake it. That was ass.
Okay. I feel like Kai doesn't need whatever Drake can offer at this point. And Kai is not in a position anymore. And that's not necessarily Drake's fault as much as it is just like how much Kai Cenat has grown.
And then I would say the third prong of this ICEMAN rollout is maybe the most annoying one. Basically every Drake connected media sycophant or stan on social media
and akademiks, obviously, as shown here,
week in
Mal is just like especially annoying to me for some reason.
And week out talking about how the album is dropping. It's so soon. It's almost here. Freak out. get hyped. I've heard it. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard from him. Oh my God. Which, for the length of time this pattern has been repeating, it's actually kind of had the opposite effect in terms of making people more excited for Iceman. And whether it's Drake or people on his team directly...
This is also a point that is just glaring to me. Dropping an album titled Iceman, and this is just unfortunate timing, but dropping an album titled Iceman in a year where ICE, Immigration Correction Enforcement, or whatever the fuck it stands for, is literally killing American citizens in the streets. Like, horrible, poor timing. Like, how about change the album title, Drake? How tone deaf can you be? Nobody wants to be the Iceman in 2026. Nobody, dude.
Instructing this behavior to keep
Drake has an opportunity here because everybody knows this album is Iceman. Like, it's already named Iceman in the eyes of everybody. So what if Drake, this is how I know Drake's head, he's not capable of making a decision like this. What if Drake last minute changed the album title to Fuck Ice instead? How sick would that be? That's some shit Kanye would do, or at least, you know, cool Kanye would have done back in 2016 or something. You know, making huge important changes to the album last minute type shit. To everybody, it's still called Iceman, but on streaming, it's called Fuck Ice. How sick would that be, bro? But no, Drake would never do something like that because he's not capable of making a risky, interesting, creative decision like that.
Course about the album going, or if these people are just merely incentivized by the attention economy on the internet. Either way, it's not good. Which is why this past week, merely out of a desire to engage in a little social experiment, I decided to come online and just say that I knew Iceman was going to drop this past weekend and that it was going to come out in like 36 hours, and an exclusive source that I had told me this information.
Drake, Iceman, it is happening. Based on my exclusive source, Iceman will be dropping in the next 36 hours. Keep an eye out, keep an ear out. Iceman in 36 hours. You're welcome.
In fact, here is me texting my partner on Wednesday, just kind of proposing the idea, what if I said every day Iceman was about to drop until it actually came out? And I'll also show you my side of a convo that I had over text with Torre, where I told him, I said that shit yesterday to see how many rap pages would post it. I'm gonna announce Iceman is dropping every weekend until it drops. Now, before I get into the why of that, I will stop here to say, actually quite a few rap pages reposted what I said, many of which I'm sure were well aware that I most likely didn't personally have that connection to Drake's team in order to say with complete confidence that I knew the album was actually dropping, but posted it anyway because they knew it was going to generate views and traffic and discussion, which then brings us into the why of why I did this, because maybe some of you watching this might think, Anthony, isn't that a little sort of like cynical to be consciously dropping misinformation about an album release date on the internet? And while, yes, it is, simultaneously, this is what all of Drake's fans have been doing week in and week out, and his team has been actively incentivizing this behavior. Like, what I merely did was engaged in a part of the Drake album rollout without being asked to do so. And I feel like the evidence of this becomes clear when you look at the reactions from those who post most positively about Drake on the internet in the media sphere, be it academics, be it Rory and Mal.
When you're hearing this, Iceman is out, according to Anthony Fantano? Some greaseball, some Italian name.
Oh my God.
It should be out right now, according to Big Ant.
I mean, I don't know who sources are, but his sources are wrong.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, I don't know who sources.
That is not Fantano. That is not his facial hair, right? No way. It's like Uncanny Valley Fantano, but that's not Fantano.
Sorry, but his sources are wrong.
Who were very quick to run with this narrative that
Fantano, you a bitch ass, and people feed you wrong info like before when y'all said he had a 11-year-old daughter. This is academics, by the way. Send it out for suckers like you to buy Iceman so soon. Don't blink.
Oh yeah, Anthony Fantano, he wasn't trolling. He got fed bad information. Which is very funny because I feel like these guys, when posting about having anything to do with Drake and me, would be the fastest to say, oh yeah, Fantano is the #1 Drake hater. Drake hates Fantano. There's like bad blood there. And if that's the case, like, why would Drake or anybody on his team tell me anything? Why would I, knowing that Drake hates me, take anything in terms of a release date from his team without sort of like, you know, taking it with a grain of salt?
Fantano, you're giving them way too much credit. You think they think that deep about this shit? Hell Hell no, dude. These people, Rory and Mal, academics, they are not thinking like that, dude.
So again, yes, I just made it up, because that's literally what everyone who's been promoting Drake and this album for the past 4 months has been doing, and continuing to push the hype for.
I know hella other rappers, albums, release dates, or who finna drop. Why don't I tweet about their shit coming soon? This is April 19th. Maybe because they ain't see the damn GOAT, Drake, or I don't give a fuck. It's Iceman time right now. Half my tweets about Iceman is because I've been the #1 Drake fan since 2011. I mean, I guess I'm like this for certain artists. I guess I am. I'm not gonna front. You know, I'm like this about Mac Miller or Kendrick or something. Another academics tweet, April 19th. Think me tweeting Iceman coming soon as part of the rollout? Come on. Are you that fucking stupid? Y'all really believe Drake came away from planning and making one of his most important albums and said, yo, Axe, send that tweet, homie, begin the rollout? No, obviously not. These delusional haters now trying to figure out why all Drake Iceman related tweets, clips, or videos are getting so much engagement. Maybe it's the only album in hip hop everybody want to hear. Told y'all 2026, even the haters turn fans. Only one thing to talk about, Iceman. What a little minion. He's like, all right, boss. I told Drake delay Iceman a little more because his haters becoming delusional. Drake derangement syndrome. They mad they got nothing to hate on, so these just making up fallacies. With that said, Iceman so soon. Stay alert.
Iceman in this way, unfortunately, I feel like has gotten away from Drake and his team a little bit, given that someone like me can just announce randomly that the album is dropping in 36 hours and everybody goes into a fucking tailspin over it. So now Drake and his team have sort of like recontrolled the narrative around the record's release, very smartly, I might add, by putting up this giant block ice structure in downtown Toronto and essentially making it clear to the internet that information about the album's release, what they want to know about Iceman coming out, will be revealed once this ice structure melts. And continuing to give Drake his flowers, this is actually a really cool idea in concept. It's very cool. Ambitious, very unique, very
it's like actually like a, you know, like a good old-fashioned publicity stunt for an album.
Like anything else we're seeing in the music industry as far as album promotion currently. But as cool and as out there as this idea is, I feel like the execution and the experience of watching the onslaught of clips and madness that has occurred as a result is more cringe than the TikTok Riz Party clips. This structure has pretty much become a hunk of shit to flies. The flies being all of these different Drake stands and streamers and hangarounds who have basically headed to this area to try to melt.
Sir, you're just talking about the citizens of fucking Toronto. I'm not joking. Like, if you're from Toronto, you're like a de facto Drake supporter. This is just the citizens of Toronto, Fantano.
The structure actively with fire, with ice. They're hitting it with sledgehammers. With Drake actively...
Well, what did you expect? I feel like this would happen with any group of fans.
Incentivizing this...
I mean, maybe not to this extent exactly, but I thought that the idea was the release date was hidden in the ice, and so whoever gets to it first gets the release date. I thought that was like the stated goal of the structure. Maybe I'm wrong.
Behavior by buying many of these streamers subs.
Or like the intended advertised instructions of what to do with this.
Live on stream. Again, this would be a cool idea in concept if it wasn't literally devolving into Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce madness. Basically every single type of Canadian where's my hug type dude showed up at this fucking ice structure to find out when this Drake album was coming out. All this has really done is made me feel more confident whenever I sort of engage with anybody who's very anti-me, pro-Drake on the internet, because I can now just imagine any of them as these people. I feel like I'm faking the funk calling myself a nerd looking at these dudes. Like, why is this guy licking the fucking ice? Even though right now I do not have the...
Because people are fucking weird, dude. Internet culture, meme culture is the only culture left, dude. This is all that we know to do as a society anymore. Anytime that there's some sort of public thing, it can be summed up with this picture here. The way people act, the way people do whatever for attention. We are attention maxing harder than ever in 2026.
Proof of this, I just know somebody peed on that thing. It's so funny because even when Drake does actually manage to come through with a good idea for promoting Iceman, the way he has shifted his fan base to turn into such an awkward, toxic, gross direction with all of the hate, all of the legal stuff, all of the gambling, all of the cringe. He can't even enjoy the W because his social experiment has attracted some of the worst people on the planet, which again, so funny considering all of the Drake camp social media freakouts over the past few years that we've seen over any celebrity or notable figure who was caught listening to or vibing to Not Like Us. And yet we're supposed to look at all this footage of streamers in tracksuits freaking out over Ice and think this is cool. Yeah, okay, buddy. Either way, I hope Iceman drops real soon because if it...
Okay, so put on your conspiracy hat. This is my conspiracy theory about what really happened with the Drake Iceman announcement situation. I think Fantano did have accurate information that Drake was about to surprise drop Iceman within 36 hours. Somehow, Fantano, like I said, conspiracy theory time, tinfoil hat time, Fantano does know a mole, someone that has insider information on Drake, and Fantano announced it knowing that it was gonna drop, and he outed it, and it forced Drake to push the album back. Boom. It's a theory, dude. It's possible. It's certainly possible. And then once Drake actually did push the album back, Fantano, he's such a 4D chess master that he doesn't even tell the truth. He says that it was all as I say this out loud, that actually doesn't seem very likely. So maybe I am actually out on my own conspiracy theory. I'm out on it. Never mind. It's dumb.
I'm going to keep saying it's about to drop because why the hell not? That's what everyone else is doing.
Adding in an additional clip here because apparently there are some Drake fans who were able to break their way into the structure in the midst of this video getting edited, and there was a piece of signage in that structure that says Iceman is supposed to be dropping May 15th.
Mark your calendars.
I guess we are just gonna have to see.
Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. I'm sure you will.
That's the Drake Iceman announcement situation. We'll be revisiting those statements, Maul, after the album comes out, after it's all said and done. All right, here's some bonus content.
And is coming, but be careful interacting with this video because if you like it and comment on it too much, Drake is gonna get shy and not release the album. Because when I announced that Iceman was gonna drop yesterday and it got 1 million views, hi Leah, it made Drake feel shy, and then him.
Akademiks says, Fantano, you a bitch. Someone fed you wrong info like before when y'all said he had an 11-year-old daughter. Sent it out for suckers like you to bite. Iceman, so soon, don't blink. They mad they got nothing to hate. So these beep beep just making up fallacies.
His team, they pushed the album back. So look, I'm excited for Iceman. You're excited for Iceman. I'm gonna tell you again when the album drops once I know. But listen, when I tell you again, try not to get too excited the next time, okay? Just like be excited, but keep the energy lower. We don't want Drake to.
And then I commented this. I said, I'm excited with a yawn, right? That's good. 3 likes, not terrible.
Be scared. We want him to be excited.
So that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this. Oh, I'm excited. That's how we're feeling about Iceman, folks.